today I'm going to be doing a movie review of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. So first I'm going to do a little spoiler-free review and then I will get into in-depth spoilery thoughts. So overall, I was really disappointed with this movie. I was really excited for this movie because I absolutely loved the book. I gave the book 5 stars. I absolutely loved the book, and when I found out Tim Burton was directing the film, I had really high hopes for this movie. I did love some things about the movie, like absolutely loved the casting. The casting was so on point, especially Samuel L. Jackson. He freaking slayed the movie for me. He was amazing as Dr. Golan is the villain. He was phenomenal. I loved him, and Ava Green as Miss Peregrine was awesome. She was perfect for the role. One, she looked so fabulous in the movie. Like, dang, her hair, her outfit, everything was fabulous, and just her acting was just so exactly the way I imagined Miss Peregrine. I really loved that. And also Enoch, his casting, the guy who played him was like really attractive and cute. I did not expect that at all. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then Asa Butterfield was Mordred in BBC's Merlin. So every time I see him in something, I'm just like, oh my god, it's Mordred! I still have not finished Merlin, but still, he was amazing as Jacob, or he was amazing. I loved him. Also, another thing I absolutely loved was the cinematography. It was beautiful. They shot a lot of this in London and also some parts in Florida. I'm guessing the beginning parts were in Florida. And when they went to the beach and when they showed mountains, like everything was just so beautiful. I loved it. All the cinematography was just beautiful. And there were also a lot of elements of humor in the story, which I really loved. But besides all that, I was still pretty disappointed. And if you have not seen the movie, definitely don't keep watching. I'm about to spoil things. So goodbye, non-spoiler people. Goodbye. So the beginning of the movie, to me, was fine. Yes, they changed a few things, but I think they did a really good job with the beginning. The thing about the beginning in the book is that the beginning in the book was really slow and a bit boring at times, to me anyway, and a lot of people agree with me. And I think the movie did a really good job of condensing the beginning and making it really interesting. Even though they did change a couple unnecessary things, I think they did a really good job with the beginning. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, this movie is going in a good direction. But where it really failed was the ending. The ending was just, I love the part where he comes into Wales and he's on a boat and Miss Peregrine just flies over him and he just like jokes and he's like, Miss Peregrine, don't crap on us. I was laughing so hard. That was hilarious. And then the part where like Dylan and Worm, when they're like escorting him to the house and they start beatboxing, that was so funny. That was in the book and that was hilarious in the book and the movie. I love that. And I love the part later where his dad is like, wait, weren't you hanging out with Dylan and Worm? And then Dylan and Worm are like, no, you paid us to hang out with him last time. You think we're gonna hang out for free this time? Excuse me. It was so funny. I love those scenes. I really love the part, the dinner scene in the movie when all the peculiars are all sitting down eating. I love that scene. I feel that scene was just so accurate to the book and I just loved the way it was portrayed. And I also absolutely loved the loop scene. The loop scene was amazing. I love the way they did the loop scene, exactly how I pictured it in the book, and it was just spectacular. I loved it. And the world building, I feel like the world building in this movie was really shaky. In the book, it was really awesome. I freaking loved the world of the book. The world building was really on point and awesome. But in the movie, I feel like they took out too many elements of the world building and the world building was so shaky. I especially really hated the thing about the eyeball thing, how the hologuests had to like eat the eyeballs. Then there was that one scene where all the whites were just like eating this huge bowl of eyeballs. It was just disgusting, creepy, and disturbing. There were little kids when I was watching this in the theater. Like, how dare you? That was just so gross and unnecessary. Why? And I really don't like how the holocasts were basically like deformed, tentacle-looking Slendermen. Like, they were not original at all. I was so disappointed with that. I really don't like how the whole Miss Avison's storyline was super rushed. Like, they find her really early on, which I did not like at all. And then that one part where Samuel is like kidnapping Miss Peregrine and he totally like ignores Miss Avison in the other room. Like, what the heck? How does that make any sense? I mean, he's trying to capture all of these wyverns and he gets Miss Peregrine, but he doesn't get the other one, and in the book he gets both. So what the heck? What? understand the power change. Why the heck did they change Emma and Olive's peculiarity? What? I have no idea. I went to go see this movie with my friend Amphitrite, which you guys have probably seen in videos before, and she mentioned how kind of makes sense because in the book when Emma had to go get the boat, she kind of had to ask somebody for help. So changing her peculiarity and making it easier for her to do that in the movie kind of makes sense. I don't know, I didn't see it, but her point kind of makes sense. So I don't know, I still am kind of iffy about the power change though. The ending battle sequence was pretty awesome. Like, this was not in the book at all, and I was a little annoyed when it first started, but it was really awesome. Like, it was really like suspenseful and awesome, and I really loved how all the peculiar children like banded together to defeat all of them. And I really love that scene at the end where Emma is like, we don't need you to be safe, you taught us to be brave. I really love those lines. Oh my god, that part where like Olive almost died and Enoch was like, no, I love you. Oh my god, the freaking cheesy scene where it's like, no, and then he kisses her and she comes back to life. So cheesy and overdone. Ugh, whatever. I really love the part where Dr. Golden is attacking Jake and he starts like making jokes, and also when he's attacking the other peculiar and he just starts making jokes. It's so funny. I love when he bumps into Horace and he's like, oh my god, you gotta give me the number of your tailor because damn. Like, that was so funny. And then when he keeps insulting Jake's shot, he's just like, you're a terrible shot, just stop trying. It was so funny. Samuel Jackson just like slayed the movie. He was phenomenal. I also really did not understand how Abe, his grandpa, is still alive in the end. What? That did not make any sense at all. All of a sudden he's alive. What? And then that part at the end when he goes to talk to him and he gets separated from the peculiar children was just so unnecessary. And as he go through all the time loops, that was just, so unnecessary. Why? The ending was just, why? The ending did not leave any room for a second movie. And based on how bad it's doing in critics with this movie, I don't even know if there's gonna be a second movie. I don't even know if I want a second movie at this point. Overall, I was really disappointed with this movie. Yes, I did really love some parts, but the bad outweighed the good in this situation, and I'm just so annoyed with book to movie adaptations lately. I just don't understand why the authors themselves cannot write the screenplay for the movies. Me Before You, the screenplay was written by Jojo Moyes, and the movie was literally like 99.9% accurate to the book. I don't understand why every book to movie adaptation cannot be like that, because I'm just so sick of book to movie adaptations being screwed up and them changing the accuracy. Look, I understand that some book to movie adaptations cannot be 100% accurate. I understand that, but it's just completely changing the plot lines, changing unnecessary things. Like in this one, they just changed the main character's name. Look, I know that Jacob, Jake, whatever, they're kind of similar, kind of a nickname, but seriously, that's just so unnecessary. Like, what was even the point of changing his name? Oh, Jake is easier to say? Jacob is easy to say too. It's not like it's some weird, crazy name that you would need to make a nickname for. I mean, I would understand the change in that perspective. But seriously, just so many changes in this movie were so unnecessary, and I just wished Ransom had wrote the screenplay or had a bigger role in producing this movie, because I was just so disappointed. And just in general, all book to movie adaptations the screenplay should be written by the author, or they should have a really big say in the movie. Because I'm just so sick of all these inaccurate book to movie adaptations. So those are all of my thoughts on the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children movie. Comment down below what you thought about the movie. Do you have my same opinion? Were you annoyed and disappointed with this movie, or did you actually like it? My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Goodreads. Au revoir!